The Bible is a revealer of secrets. It is able to cast down every lie and establish the truth, and it reveals the true identity of that powerful Mesopotamian family that built civilization after the flood, and the efforts made by scholars to corrupt the word upon racial lines, from Esther and Susa to Miriam, the sister of Moses. Let us begin with the story of Esther and Mordecai, who were led captive to Susa during the reign of King Xerxes I of Persia. Mordecai was taken from Jerusalem, where he served in the court of the king, and like King Saul, he also is described as a descendant of Kish, a Benjamite. The altering of the name is designed to conceal the fact that Esther and Mordecai originated from Ethiopia in East Africa. Ethiopia is the land of Benjamin, and the kingdom from which kings and queens of Judah ruled into the 20th century. Even King David complained to the Most High concerning a dispute he had with Cush the Benjamite. We have been taught that the ancient nations that inhabited the biblical lands, which they call the Middle East, looked like the people who occupy those lands today, but that was not true. Their true identity is revealed in the Bible, when Mordecai charged Esther not to disclose her kindred or her people to the Persians. Esther obeyed him and became the queen of the Persian Empire. Her ability to conceal her Hebrew identity confirms that the only distinguishing attributes between the Babylonians, Persians, Medes, and the Hebrews was their language and the gods they served. The connections do not end there. In the book of Judith, Achior, leader of the Ammonites, says to Nebuchadnezzar's general, "I will tell you the truth about these people. They are the descendants of some Babylonians who abandoned the ways of their ancestors in order to worship the God of heaven." The Babylonian he was referring to was Abraham. There is another narrative that aims to obscure the identity of the Kushite of Benjamin, and it revolves around Moses, Zipporah, and his Ethiopian spouse. According to the Bible, Miriam and Aaron expressed discontent with Moses for marrying a Cushite woman. This narrative seemingly implies that Moses, depicted as white, entered into matrimony with a black woman from Africa, causing discomfort to Miriam and Aaron. But Miriam and Aaron's discomfort did not come from the union of Moses and the Cushite woman, because she was a Benjamite. Their discomfort came with the marriage of Moses to Zipporah, because she was an Edomite woman, a descendant of Esau. In the book of Jasher, the name of Zipporah's father, Jethro, is recorded as Ruel, who was descended from Ruel, the son of Esau, and Basmath, the daughter of Ishmael. And all of these families first lived in northern Arabia, in the location known today as Mecca. According to Deuteronomy 23, an Edomite was not permitted to enter into the congregation until the third generation. The Ethiopian woman was a Benjamite, and of the family of Moses. Therefore, there was no reason why Miriam and Aaron should object to their marriage after Moses had sent Zipporah away. Finally, in another attempt to control biblical accounts, we turn to the story of Solomon and Sheba. The aim was to ensure once again that knowledge of the connection between Benjamin and Cush was concealed. The Bible says the Queen of Sheba came from a far country to Jerusalem to hear the wisdom of Solomon. That far country she came from was southern Arabia, which is present-day Yemen. She has also been described as an African queen from a rich kingdom. But there are problems with both these arguments. In Genesis 10, the sons of Cush were Seba and Havilah, Sabta, Ramah, and Sabtecha, and the sons of Ramah were Sheba and Dedan. All these patriarchs can be found in southern Arabia, where the river of Eden, known as the Pishon, surrounds the land of Havilah, where there is gold, the gold of Ophir, which Solomon's servants mined for the precious things of the temple. It is in the land of Sheba that you will find a city called Mareb, which was the name of King Saul's eldest daughter. Mareb is known as the city of Sheba, a place of unspeakable riches, but the most obvious connection between Sheba and Benjamin is that she is described by Josephus as the Queen of Ethiopia. and it was from Ethiopia that successive descendants of Solomon ruled as kings and queens. But of what benefit is this knowledge to us today? Like Esther and Mordecai, many of us are scattered, and when Haman threatened to harm the Hebrews living throughout the whole Persian Empire, if we knew who they were, we can do as they did. They fasted and prayed, and it was Haman the Amalekite who was hanged on the gallows. The Abrahamic religions do not talk about the return of Moses, because his return, which precedes the coming of the Messiah, will remind men that God is to be feared. As for the land of Sheba, the Most High has not taught us all these years that we should not notice that Western military forces have entered the realm of God's dwelling in Africa right at the gate of his house, and he is at home.